right now with the
What's
details.
up, y'all?
Tennessee
It's your
Republican
girl,
Senator
Bunny J,
Bill
back with
Hagerty,
some
who
more
is the
crypto
lead
news so
sponsor
you
of the
don't
bill. Good morning to
lose.
you. A lot of crypto
Tune
morning.
in. Right now, y'all, we have
Watching
Senator
this.
Bill
How did-
Hagerty
just
appearing
take us
on
sort of Full
CNBC
back to the beginning
to
on
discuss
this.
the
How
Genius
did this even
Act.
come about?
Tune
And what does this
in.
actually do for folks who
Well,
don't know?
it's actually born from a great deal of frustration. We started working on the bill in earnest back in the fall. But we've watched what's happened with the absence of any type of regulatory framework here in America. And what we see is this type of innovative technology moving offshore. The last thing I want to see is that. I don't want to see innovation leaving America. It's all happening here right now. But what we saw was a lack of regulatory framework, which means a lack of certainty. And if you're using enforcement actions from the SEC, which was what has been happening for the past 4 years, to regulate the markets, it creates massive amounts of uncertainty. This will fix it.
So, but in terms of just understanding how this bill works and what it does, what is it?
It basically establishes a legal and regulatory framework to issue stable coins here in America. Stable coin is stable, meaning it's backed by a certain currency. In this case, it's tied to the U.S. dollar, but also it's backed either by cash or by short-term U.S. Treasury securities, so it's entirely safe. Having that type of regulatory framework and disclosure around it so we know exactly what's backing up these digital dollars, if you will, is going to be great.
Because what was happening before was the SEC would issue something that basically just scared people, wouldn't tell them what works. They would go after enforcement actions after things that they didn't like, and that left the entire industry saying, what are we allowed to do, what are we not?
But this is a payment mechanism, and not to be confused with Bitcoin or something that has a speculative component. This puts us into a digital payment framework, the fastest rails available, much better than the system developed in the 70s and 80s, which is slow. It takes days to clear.
So the issue, as far as I've always understood the stablecoin issue, is what is backing this stuff, and how much of it's backed by actual treasuries versus cash versus equities or something else. What does this say about all of that?
It's not going to be equities. It's going to be high-quality, short-term assets, either short-term short-term U.S. Treasuries or cash. I think the majority of it will be U.S. Treasuries. In fact, what this will do, and the projections are by 2030, this is according to Citibank, stablecoin issuers will be the largest holders of U.S. Treasuries.
Senator Bill, speak.
Who has been
This is
fighting
big
this?
for the crypto world.
The people that like
Tune in,
centralized
y'all.
currencies. This is a decentralized concept. Where you register with the various.
No, but I'm so
authorities.
interested in terms of who was trying to get meetings with you for the last year to say, please, this is a terrible idea.
No one in the industry is doing that.
Of course not.
It has to do with my colleagues. And basically, it's gotten to be a question, and we'll find out tonight. We have broad policy agreement, Democrats and Republicans. The question is, can we get past the partisan politics and allow us to actually have a victory? I would enjoy having a bipartisan victory.
So there's nobody in the industry who's saying this is a bad idea?
No.
So the only people who
All
are
right,
saying it's a
y'all,
bad idea
please
to you
like
thus
and
far
subscribe for
are
part
usually
2.
just other politicians.
I
For
think
what reason,
it's
though?
politicians that want